We received a message about the Justice for Luke case, where 24-year-old Luke Gilbert was shot and killed by Queensland Police under highly suspicious circumstances. The message questioned why Luke didn't put the knife down when the police told him to. The message claimed it's the simplest instruction when someone in authority is pointing a gun at you. Well, that's not true at all. That's a simplistic, one-dimensional view, which is not how people operate. It's far more reasonable to believe that Luke never imagined the police would shoot him, because we're brought up to believe the police will protect us. And they spend millions of dollars on PR campaigns promoting that belief. The most likely scenario is that Luke would have been in shock when the police pulled their guns. And anyone who tries to draw a logical conclusion from that, when someone is in shock, doesn't understand basic psychology, including the forensic psychologists who testified on behalf of the police at the coronial inquest. I read an article about the testimony of Associate Professor Amber McKinley, and her quoted justifications were myopic. Her testimony wouldn't stand up to any serious scrutiny, and at some point, McKinley will be required to answer for that. The suggestion that Luke wanted the police to unalive him was utter bullshit. There was far more evidence that Luke had rejected the idea of unaliving himself, as does the vast majority of people who contemplate it. And the police themselves admitted that Luke wasn't threatening or aggressive. And Constable Forster admitted that he taunted Luke twice when Luke was trying to walk away, because he had something to take up with Luke. Now the question I ask myself is this: what did Constable Forster want to take up with Luke? The other cop, Constable Murray, admitted that nothing untoward happened on the night, so it had to be something that happened beforehand. And it's been well publicised that Constable Forster had been rejected by Luke's girlfriend Elizabeth because she thought he was a dodgy cop. And Elizabeth said she saw Forster watching her and Luke eat breakfast at a cafe on the morning Luke was shot. That's far too many coincidences, right? You know, I initially believed that Constable Forster should face court for unlawfully killing Luke. And if the video did show Luke charging at the police with a knife, then he should be acquitted. But if it doesn't, then this is now far more serious for Forster, because he's made admissions around premeditation. And if you think the police did nothing wrong, then consider this. Early on, when Luke's parents had very little support, the police threatened them with defamation, which they never went through with. But now, when tens of thousands of people are supporting them, and they're putting up explosive evidence against the cops, there's no threat of defamation. In my opinion, that's because it's the truth, and they know it. If the police are so sure of themselves, then why didn't they follow through with the defamation threat? And why aren't they threatening defamation now? It's bullshit, right? Now, if you want to help Luke's parents, Darren and Nicola, get justice for Luke, then please sign the petition. Go to the Justice Matters website at justicematters.au, and there's a link at the top of the homepage.